Hi there. Today we're going to be talking about how you can fill and repair cracks in your concrete garage with just a little bit of cement mix yourself. And if you've got some really big 2-inch wide ones like this, you're going to need some high-strength concrete mix to fix it. So after first assessing how many cracks we've got to fix, I went ahead and got some pre-mixed concrete mix. And then I sourced an industrial strength contractor vacuum just like this. And if you pull the filter out, it'll be a lot stronger. So first we're going to use the vacuum to see what we can get off the surface and some of the dirt that's settled into the cracks. And later I'm going to be using a couple of different tools to try to wedge out the rest of the dirt that's settled into all of these cracks. And I'm making sure to pull out any loose pieces. And first, I'm going to try out a small test patch with just a small amount of concrete mix here. And I'm pulling out any of the larger rocks and hardened chunks because this is sort of an older bag of concrete. For this bottom layer, I'm mixing in just enough water to make it sort of a really thick mud. And I'm pressing it down as much as possible to make sure every little tiny hole is filled with concrete. Later, I'll go back and stomp on this with a pair of old sneakers to make sure it's really pressed in there and nice and flat. And to top it off, I'll be using a layer of really wet cement mix with a lot fewer large rocks in it, and I'll show you how I do that. I made this sieve out of some old fencing material and some spare boards. You could see I've just shaken out some of the same concrete mix into a plastic bin, leaving behind a finer concrete mix and a bunch of large rocks that I'll use for another project. You can see here how this wetter, finer cement mix is infiltrating the dry cement around the cracks. And this is what we want to make sure that it bonds better. After a couple of test cracks, I went back and did all the other cracks in the garage. And after a few days, you can see how some of them are starting to dry out in the center, and where they've touched the dry concrete, it still stays a little bit wet. So we're going to leave this alone for another week, and then we're going to sweep off the surface and see what we get. And I think it came out pretty nice. Definitely looks a lot better than it used to, with cracks all over the place. After just a couple of weeks, the cement became really hard and solid, and it holds up really well to both foot traffic and parking cars on top of it. Using this type of concrete patching approach is great for cosmetics and is great for preventing most of the rain from getting down into a lower level of the garage, but it's probably not great for something structural or load-bearing, and if you have a problem like that, you probably want to bring in some professionals. Hope this video helps some of you. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.